I want to cover this Tiger terrain, though, with you and sort of understand a little bit better. Are we definitely in the place? Does the audience know this to be so? That if Tiger Woods wins the Masters at, 42 years old?
I think so, yeah.
That if he wins the Masters, it will make Tiger Woods bigger than if he had won 19 more than Jack Nicklaus. If he won number 19 at the Masters, if this was his 19th at this Masters and he'd never had a golf club through the windshield and a pill problem, it's not as big a story, hopeful, comeback, flawed, as where he's headed right now to climb back from the ashes, not be a robot, and have the most mortal problems any of us could have, divorce and pills.
Right. It made him relatable, man. He was a robot before that.
I just can't believe that there's scenario. If I'd asked you 5 years ago, what's the scenario under which Tiger becomes the biggest story in sports? You wouldn't have said, like the biggest story in sports that transcends sports and is the biggest, most fun thing you've seen in his sport. You wouldn't have taken this route. You would have said he wins 19 in a row, or he wins 19, boring. That's what most people would have selected if they were just choosing from the Buick commercials and didn't know any of the seedy underbelly that got its kicks in the parking lot at Perkins.
It's just he continues to steamroll through this and gets to 19 easily.
And becomes a rock star and becomes Tom Brady and Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter, but doesn't become this flawed, mortal, immortal.
He's beloved. I'm telling you, just the reaction. I said this a week ago. I'll say it again. The reaction by the fans out on the golf course, Dan, he has become beloved. And he's just more relatable, man.
Stugotz. Unbelievable. The idea that guy in that sport with his upbringing, that sport specifically, somehow would find his way to every man. Get out of here. That guy? How do you go from where he was to every man? Pills and divorce. Who doesn't understand your wife's so mad she busts up your car with a golf club? All of us?
Everyone.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yep.
Not really relatable.
Who doesn't understand having your marriage fall apart? Who doesn't understand the torment of pain, and then you're addicted to pills or feel good or whatever else?
He covered a lot of ground, man.
Man, oh man, did he?
Yeah.
Woo! He did it the right way, the wrong way. Perkins parking lots, National Enquirer, hug your mom on television with an apology, dash cam video of pills. It's how I would have done it if I was Nike.
If ESPN were to ever do a 30 for 30 that rivaled the length of the OJ Made in America 30 for 30, Tiger Woods' story would be it.
Okay, but are we headed there? Because I think if he wins the Masters, then everything's in play. Because it's not just the biggest story in sports, but now we're talking 19 again. If he wins the Masters, then we're talking about taking the most awkward, weirdest mortal path to the place we all thought he was going to end up eventually.
Dan, think about where it is right now. He hasn't played in years. He's coming off injury. He hasn't won a tournament, and he's the favorite, the odds-on favorite at Augusta in a couple of weeks. So if he wins, yes, everyone's going to expect him to win every single tournament after that. Of course.
Who doesn't understand the idea of back pain or just pain? Just pain. Before the pills and the divorce, you would have looked at Tiger Woods' life and said, that's a pain-free existence, physically and emotionally.
Right.
That his existence is the existence men want when they want to become rock stars. But not until he made the trek through the common man. In that sport, Stugotz, where everyone in the gallery has money. There ain't no broke people in that gallery. In any of the galleries. He is walking around on a manicured golf course of life filled with riches and wealth. And the only way to really connect to the people as an everyman is to have everything fall apart in pain.
And now they love him.
And now you love him because he's as miserable as you are. And you can see that there he can climb out of it. You've seen, even though he's got that 7,000-foot yacht, he sits in one of those bungalows that's in it before getting onto his helicopter or his submarine, and he's sad. He's sobbing on the bed because his back hurts and his wife left him, and man, those pills look good.
Yep, that's the relatable part.
I mean, and to come back from it, back pain in that sport? Back pain in that sport.
Yeah.
and winning it would make him somehow the biggest he's ever been.
That's right.
And think about who we're talking about.
Right. That's correct. What's the LeBron?
I'm not certain he's ever been bigger. Like right now,
LeBron did it cleaner. LeBron went popular, unpopular, popular, but the unpopular was silly. I'm not even sure how humanized LeBron James has been. Has he been? Like how when you talk about what's happening with Tiger Woods, I can't recall this exact thing happening with anyone of this caliber, where Michael Jordan had his whispers about maybe he's gambling or he is gambling. Was he suspended for a year because he was secretly gambling?
Did Magic Johnson have some of this?
I mean,
yeah, that's personal. That's personal shame. Where
but
LeBron,
Magic Johnson was always beloved. But that's a good one. Magic Johnson stepped into a stigma at a time none of us understood what that stigma was, and there was bravery in that.
LeBron's never suffered any personal shame. It's all been professional shame.
Right. That the most benign way possible to get to unpopular was the way he did it. He had a television show to raise money for charity, and we turned on him. But Tiger Woods may not have had a bigger moment in his career to help with whatever it is that leads him to this Masters possible victory than being broken in front of us, hugging his mom and his friends, awkwardly apologizing for his humanity. To everybody. Feeling the need to apologize to everyone for his humanity because they believe the Buick commercial.
The relatable part is important, though, right? I mean, it's why everyone fell in love with John Daly.
Well, I think
they could relate to him. I smoke cigarettes and drink beer out on the course.
You say it's important, but Jeter, Brady, and Jordan didn't need it.
True.
And they're the biggest. How does Tiger get to be bigger? In bleeping golf. Like Jeter, Jordan, and Brady were doing it when baseball mattered that way, when, Michael Jordan was the biggest thing and Brady's winning all the championships. To do it in an individual sport and to do it in that sport, a sport we don't actually care about as a country, but care about because he's in it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.